is an advantage because I'm a millennial and I know what resonates with them. And just by
You are not only just a millennial, you're a millionaire as well.
and just being in the
Why are you laughing?
I'll get there.
Yeah.
And just by being in the same.
This is Mogobe Nuggets of Wisdom podcast. We enthuse, we energize, we inspire, and we empower entrepreneurs and entrepreneurs of all stripes in BW and beyond. Dumela, hello. A very big welcome to Mogobe Nuggets of Wisdom podcast. Let me welcome you. We're going to talk about diamonds, the diamond industry, and I have the privilege of talking to someone who's deeply steeped in the industry, Thela of Zoe Diamonds, and you're going to go find out why I'm so excited about this, because diamonds are actually the cornerstone of Botswana's economy, and we become so dependent on them. And given the challenges from lab-grown diamonds as well as so-called, synthetic diamonds, it's going to be very important for us to discuss this. And then these days, everybody's talking about how poor the government is, how little money is available, how corruption has eaten up a lot of our money, and how it's difficult for things to function. So it's very important for us to then look at how the diamond industry can be re-energized and repositioned to deal with the present situation. And that's what my guest is going to talk about, but from an experiential standpoint, not from speculation or guesswork. She's steeped in the industry herself. So let me be the first to welcome you to the podcast. And as I do, let me remind our listeners before I forget that we have Momp Nuggets of Grit. It's available from Exclusive Books. Only $350 if you're interested. Please kindly support us by getting yourself a copy. It's also available from here in Mogobe Plaza and Exclusive Books. Having said all that, can I ask you to strike that subscribe button, that notification bell, as well as give us a like so that we can keep bringing entrepreneurs of this caliber. Let me welcome you, Thela.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for having me.
Okay. All right. Please just tell the viewer about yourself in terms of your background, educationally, academically, and otherwise.
Okay, my name is Thela. I'm from Mapoka, born and bred in Gaborone, Botswana. Education-wise, I graduated from the University of Botswana in 2016. I hold a Bachelor of Arts Social Sciences degree in Economics and Public Administration. Thereafter, I did a 7-month course that was sponsored by Labgrown Diamond Company called the Labgrown Diamond Company Youth Entrepreneurship Program. It was facilitated by ODC, WDM Botswana, and University of Stellenbosch. Since then, I've done several industry-related certifications, with the recent one being the Leaderships in Extractives and African Development by the University of Cape Town. Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
Okay. When did you develop interest in entrepreneurship, and more specifically in diamonds?
Okay, so I think during the time of 2016, 2017, youth unemployment was quite rife at the time.
Still is?
True. And I was sort of at a crossroads. I was just completing my degree, and I was trying to figure out what are the next steps.
Yes.
Yeah, what are the next steps in terms of where I'm going in terms of my career. Mm-hmm. Will I seek employment? Will I join the government internship program? Will I all of that? So as I was flipping through the pages of a newspaper one day, my dad then was an avid reader of newspapers. As I was flipping through the newspaper, I saw the opportunity to apply for the ODC Youth Entrepreneurship Program. So that's how I got into the industry. That's how I got introduced into the diamond industry, from mining and exploration all the way to jewelry retail. Mm-hmm.
But I mean, there has to have been an initial spark. Is it your dad who said this is good for you, or what?
In terms of me enrolling on the program?
Yes.
No, I just saw everything in terms of how it was laid out, and I thought, no, this is definitely a program that I'd like to be on and be a part of, especially because they were going to teach us about the diamond industry as well as entrepreneurship as a whole in terms of entrepreneurial skills.
Yes.
So I thought this is definitely the step that I'm taking, given that I've just completed my degree.
Okay.
Yeah.
The genesis of Zoe Diamonds, that's your company, right? Zoe Diamonds?
Zoe Diamonds.
Zoe.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Tell us about the genesis, how the road it traveled, how it got started.
Okay, so part of the ODC, yep, I'll keep referring to it, was developing a business plan that was centered around the diamond value chain. So we were to select which segment of the diamond value chain that would develop a business plan on. So my business plan during that program was diamond cutting and polishing, because throughout our learnings, I got to discover and learn that there were actually no Botswana who were doing diamond cutting and polishing. So I saw it as a niche and as a need, and I felt it was a good starting point. Gore Botswana le bone, we should have a part in the value chain as business owners and entrepreneurs. So
And then no Botswana at all. Are you one of the very few?
in diamond and cutting and polishing, yes. But in terms of trading, Botswana who hold precious stone dealers licenses, there's around 50 from the last time I checked. Around 50 thereabout of us. Error.
Okay. And you are involved in specifically which part of the value chain?
Diamond cutting and polishing as well as rough trading. Those are the segments that we are involved in.
Okay.
So we offer diamond manufacturing services, that is full diamond cutting and polishing, as well as buying and selling of rough diamonds.
Tell us about the setup, how you built it and so on.
Okay, so the setup is, because it's a highly capital intensive industry, right? The model that I'm currently running with is that of business incubation. So it's my operation that's set up in a much larger operation, and I leverage that resources to be able to deliver the services that we provide.
How did you get funding? You said it's capital intensive.
Yes, thankfully we got funding, startup capital from CEDA. So we got starting capital from CEDA, and that's how we managed to get started.
Okay. There's a factory?
Yes.
Tell me about the setup in that sense.
Okay, so like I was saying, it's business incubation, so it's our operation was set up in a much larger operation. So what we do is we leverage that resources.
So it's a factory.
It's
And
a
inside that
setup.
factory, what is there?
It's all the machinery that's needed for diamond cutting and polishing, from galaxy all the way to planning, all the way to the last stages of diamond cutting and polishing.
What is Galaxy?
It's a technology that's used to sort of get, for in layman's terms, an X-ray view, right, internal view of the diamond, so that you can better plan it to optimize its value.
So why the name Zoe?
Okay, so when I was registering my company, I needed to figure out what I was going to name it, right? So I thought other diamonds would sound a bit off. So I thought, okay, which other 3-letter word would I use? And so I played around with the thought, and then I discovered Zoe. It's a Greek word. It means abundant life. So that's the vision that I have for Zoe Diamonds, is for it to bring about abundant life in the economy of Botswana, the African diaspora, and beyond.
Okay. I don't know whether it's just me, but looking around, it appears the people who are dominating the industry is mostly India and Israel. How is that?
True, because those are diamond hubs that have been in existence for a very long time, and the diamond value chains are very well advanced and developed in those countries, from cutting and polishing all the way to jewelry retail. So it's only natural that they sort of, in a way, dominate, and it's because as Botswana, we haven't quite managed to optimize the diamond value chain as yet. Primary key or focus or area of business activity, I'd say mostly in our country, was mining and exploration, as well as recently the rough trading. Not so much value addition in terms of diamond cutting and polishing, in terms of jewelry manufacturing, and also in terms of jewelry retail. So those segments of the diamond value chain are things that we are yet to truly have local entrepreneurs take part in and play actively and contribute actively as business owners or entrepreneurs and all of that.
Tell me about the value chain in Botswana. Is it simply a case of grabbing all those things straight from the soil and distributing them overseas, or now there is some form of beneficiation, and if so, what form has it taken so far?
Okay, I'd say currently there is a form of beneficiation that's taken place, case in point, Zoe Diamonds. So I believe we'll be one of the first of many to come into the diamond industry, because really what the government is trying to push for is to enable and empower Botswana to not only be artisans in these industries or managers in these industries, but to actually be business owners. So there's a great deal or amount of barriers of entry in the industry that will require a collective or holistic ecosystem to be built around the diamond value chain to enable and empower Botswana to actively take part as business owners and entrepreneurs. So it won't be a certain government department or ministry pushing the efforts, but it'll actually take a multi-stakeholder approach, and engagement of the entire business community, both locally and internationally.
Okay. How did you convince your funders, like SIDA, to venture into this area? Because they normally don't go outside things like property and normal manufacturing and things like that.
Tata, I would say I managed to get their support and to get them to fund our business through showing them the value proposition that we were coming up with as a young Motswana, obviously female, to say, no, this is something that actually can be done, and also showing them the level of experience that I've acquired over the years. And even during the interview, that's what I sort of highlighted, to say, I do know what I'm talking about. I do know what I'm proposing, and it will work. It will definitely work, and it will be a stepping stone towards beneficiation and localization of the diamond industry.
So how many people are currently employed by Zoe Diamonds?
Okay, so currently we have a team of 7, myself included. So it's 6 diamond polishers, and we're planning on continually expanding the team.
Into what? To get how many more?
I'd say to get 2 more. Yeah, to get 2 more.
Okay. Why do you think so many young Botswana are intimidated by this industry? Why is the level of interest so nominal?
Well, being in it, I'll get why they're intimidated. Like I said, first, the barriers of entry are very high. The first one being it's capital intensive. So, Botswana, we haven't quite reached a level where we source domestic investment and we invest in our youth, or we invest in projects that are that we're not accustomed to. So people tend to approach the diamond industry with a lot of risk averseness, for lack of a better word, and I understand where
and trepidation, I think.
And I understand where they come from, because it requires a lot of money And it also requires one to understand the market side of things. If you don't quite get how you're going to market your services or how you're going to market your product, you'll find that you've heavily invested in a project but haven't managed to get any returns from it. Error.
What did you say are the major achievements so far of Zoe Diamonds?
Okay. Well, I'd say the first one is that we've managed to navigate this very turbulent time within the diamond industry. We've managed to continue operating. That speaks to our resilience and also just to our commitment to the vision of beneficiating and localizing the diamond industry. We also won the 2022 UNDP AU Youth and Trade Challenge. We were the only ones that won actually that year in Botswana, and we're
Wow.
one of only 15 out of a pool of 2,000 plus applications.
Wow.
And the other one was
At the United Nations.
the African Union UNDP
Yeah.
Youth and Trade Challenge.
And
in
where
the
did you
year
receive your prize?
2022. Well, we received, I'd say, our certification, and then also we got the chance to attend the African Continental Free Trade Agreement Conference in April of 2023. As a direct benefit of having won that challenge that year.
Wow.
So I'd say that's it. And then also we won second place at the Facets Conference, 2023 conference. There was a pitching competition and we came in second. And since then, we've polished quite a considerable number of goods, and we've also grown our team from 2 diamond polishers when we first started to now 6, going on 8. Yes.
That's impressive, eh?
Error.
What was the winning pitch? I mean, what was so if unique value? What is it called? USP, unique
Selling proposition.
selling proposition. What was you? Can you just share your pitch? In other words,
Okay, so our pitch was to push value addition of Botswana's diamonds locally for us to create employment and also for us to retain the economic and financial value of the diamonds in country, because you need to understand that when we export our diamonds as rough diamonds without adding any value to them, without doing the cutting and polishing or maybe setting them in jewelry and then selling them at retail, right? You are exporting.
you're selling the raw product.
You are exporting the margin that you would have gotten had you added value to those goods. So there was a report that was produced by Bain and Company in the year 2014, if I'm not mistaken, but it indicated that the financial and economic value of the diamond value chain quintuples or grows more than 5 times by the time you move from rough sales.
Quintuples plus.
Yes.
In other words, it's 5 times and more.
By the time you move from rough sales to now jewelry retail. So when you export at just rough sales, you're losing out on so much. You're losing out on the jobs that you could have generated by adding value in country. You're losing out on the economic and the financial value that comes with the value addition and the utility or the end user utility that someone gets from getting a finished product. That's what enables you to be able to charge more for your product.
Yeah, recently when I was scrolling through my phone, I came across a speech by our current president, Advocate Dumabok, was saying we should stop calling these diamonds from the lab-grown diamonds. Others are called, they're called what? Either lab-grown or what?
The other term is synthetic.
Synthetic, yes. That's what I was looking for. We should stop calling them those fancy words. We should just call them fake diamonds. And I happen to agree with President Dumaboko. What is your position?
It's quite a controversial issue, but I do echo the same sentiments. Sorry, I do echo the same sentiments. I mean, coming from a country that's rich in diamonds, it's only natural that we would want to defend and fearlessly market and advocate for natural diamonds in order for us to gain back the market share that the natural diamond industry lost to lab-grown diamonds. I believe with the rise...
Who would want to propose marriage to their girlfriend with fake diamonds? Isn't that disgusting,
true.
just thinking about it?
That's true, but actually there was a lot of misinformation and disinformation around that, so I wouldn't necessarily blame them. What needs to happen now is, I'm glad that countries that are rich in diamonds are seeing the need to now market natural diamonds aggressively.
What is the disinformation that you are referring to?
Okay, I'd say the disinformation and misinformation I'm referring to is the notion that I'd say that there were quite a number of narratives that were being spoken of around lab-grown diamonds that were not true. So that's what made them gain popularity among Gen Zs and millennials, because be mindful that we're a different generation that wants to know that our purchase is doing good in the world, right? So one of them was that the alternative to natural diamonds are green. There's less carbon emission or whatever else the case may be when they're produced, as opposed to natural diamonds, which wasn't true. Another one was
it's not true, because synthetic diamonds also involve, burning or using, the carbon print. I haven't really studied the carbon print comparison.
I haven't studied that in detail either, but I can say for sure that that narrative wasn't true. And another one was that they are of the same makeup. Well, when looking at them, they look the same as natural diamonds, but in terms of value now, they do not hold the same value as natural diamonds. Remember, natural diamonds can be invested in as investment goods, but you can't do the same with a lab-grown diamond. It's nowhere close in value to a natural diamond. Yes, the first one was the greenwashing of lab-grown diamonds, misinforming the consumer to say that they are more green and they cause less harm to the environment, and there's less carbon emissions in their production, which isn't 100% necessarily true, right? Even in the mining of natural diamonds, they are mined ethically and sustainably in a way that doesn't destroy our natural habitat. I mean, Botswana was just ranked number 1 in terms of it being a number 1 safari destination in the world, right? It holds testament to the fact that our diamonds are ethically and sustainably sourced. And then another narrative that was used to push the popularity of lab-grown diamonds was that they hold the same value as natural diamonds. They don't, right? Natural diamonds, you can actually invest in them as investment goods, but lab-grown diamonds, they are nowhere close, nowhere, even in fraction, to the value of natural diamonds. So
what's that fraction to? Sorry, I lost you there.
They are nowhere close in value, right, to natural diamonds. You can't say you're buying a lab-grown diamond as an investment good. Error.
And by the way, are they easy to tell apart? You have a methodology for immediately detecting this one is fake and this one is real?
There's technology that tells them apart, but to a lay person, you can't really tell them apart. So you'd either need to be well-versed or have a lot of experience within the diamond industry in order for you to be able to tell them apart. But I'm glad that there are strategic moves that different players within the diamond industry are taking in order for them to allow even the end consumer or a lay person to be able to tell them apart.
Yeah.
Error.
How are people responding to Zoe Diamonds, to yourself, as you navigate the market, as you promote the company? How has the response been?
The response, I'd say, has been positive. We've gained a lot of support, from people locally and internationally that have learned or found out of who we are and what we're doing and what we're trying to build and grow towards. So there are a few exceptions, of course, where people will be critical or negative or naysayers, but
What are they saying?
I don't pay much mind or attention to that. I think for you to be an entrepreneur, you need to learn the art of silencing the noise, and that's exactly what I do. I silence the noise and I focus on people who mean us well, and I actually, I'd say, for lack of a better word, in the trenches with us and working things out. Error.
So, in terms of the naysayers, what are they saying?
I think for starters, when I started out in the diamond industry, right, this was 2016, 2017. I used to share my vision a lot. That look, I wanna have a diamond manufacturing company. This that, and well, not everyone will understand your vision, right? Because it was only given to you. So people were like, yeah, there's a reason why people are not doing that. What makes you think that you will succeed or accomplish that, right? So I learned very quickly early on to just keep quiet and put in the work, or at least disclose my next move only to the people who are actually helping me execute it or reach that.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was it. And then when we started, it was like, we don't think they will hold, because after all, the diamond industry is in a bit of like a turbulent and uncertain time. So let's see how long they last. So I think us being 2 years plus in the industry,
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Is true testament to our resilience, and again our commitment to our vision, where we are, where we've been, and where we want to go.
Okay. Are there any specific challenges that you can think of beyond the barriers of entry, which I assume you've already overcome?
Well, the challenges, once you have overcome the barriers of entry, the challenges that will still be there that we are also learning to navigate are access to financing to scale up now, right? Remember the startup capital, and then as the business grows, you need to scale in order for you to generate more profitability and just impact in terms of job creation and all of that, and the general matrices that show growth of a company.
Yes.
So the first one is access to financing or funding, and then the second one is access to markets. Remember, in the diamond value chain, right, there are different segments. With each segment is an industry on its own. So once you've learned that particular segment, once you've gained more knowledge and experiential knowledge on that segment of the industry, once you've gained mastery over the trade, there's a different ball game now to it, and that's you learning the marketing side of things, your go-to market. What's your strategy? How are you going to reach out to people for them to come now and buy into your services? Or how are you going to reach out to people for them now to come and buy your product, right? And who's your target market, and why are they your target market? All those things, those are things that you need to continuously revise and go back to, because the market doesn't stay the same for long. It changes and navigates. People's tastes and preferences change along the way, and you need to be abreast with that, or if anything, be able to predict it and be ahead of that in order for you to continue to operate, and not only that, but to operate competitively and profitably.
And what does it take to be at that level, to be able to, what do you do physically and mentally to make sure that you're constantly on the ball, so to speak, and you are positioning yourself for that scaling that you talked about?
Well, I'd say the first thing is always informing yourself on what's currently going on in the market, and just obsessing over the industry and whatever trends or whatever's taken place, not just in Botswana, but on the rest of the world, because the diamond industry is a global market after all. And just striving to say, I understand that ke ada and we are Zoe Diamonds and we're in Botswana, but we would like to reach a level where we're globally competitive, where we can stand neck to neck with our global counterparts and come out first, or at least be head and toe with them, Yes. So it's more of a mindset. It's thinking local but acting global.
Wow.
And that's what it takes.
No, that's good. I mean, it all broke out a week ago in the Middle East, and we mentioned Israel. Do you believe that it's going to affect our industry in any way, shape, or form, given the fact that I see some Israelis from time to time coming here to buy our diamonds? I'm not sure what they're doing.
To be honest, I'm not really sure at the moment. I wouldn't want to delve much into that topic, as it's quite a sensitive issue, but definitely war does impact the global economy in a negative way. So the less wars we have, the better.
Yeah. That's all.
For everyone.
No, I agree with that.
Yes.
So what's your thinking on wealth creation via the extractives industry, and what role should youth play in that regard?
I'd say Africa is a continent that's heavily endowed with mineral resources, and it's high time as Africans we step up to the plate and come to a point where we manage efficiently and effectively our mineral resources for them to generate wealth for our nations and for our people. So it will require a lot of reforms, a lot of not doing things as per the status quo, and a lot of prioritizing national interests over self-interest in order for us to be able to generate wealth from our mineral resource endowment. And when you look at the African continent right now, right, we have the youngest population. We're the continent with the youngest population. We're the continent with the fastest growing young population. And we're a country with all of these mineral resources. So all these three literally set us apart from any other region of the world. And they are huge advantages to our continent that we need to see as such, and also maximize and optimize that for our countries and for our people, as I said. And the youth need to be equipped with the right skills. They need to be empowered. They need to be enabled to not only be skilled artisans in the mining and extractives industry, but to also be managers and also be business owners and entrepreneurs, whatever else they may wish to be, insofar as the extractives industries is concerned. And we need to make mining cool. We need to make mining cool, and that means addressing issues of unfavorable work conditions, unfair pay, and all of those things, of which some countries do have those challenges more than others. Us as a country, as Botswana, we don't have those many challenges because we've guarded our mineral resources and we've had good governance from the word go. which is such a huge blessing for us, and it's only for us to diversify now in terms of mineral beneficiation away from diamonds, but also to optimize the diamond value chain. I always hear the argument being mineral diversification, and I applaud that. That needs to happen, right? But also what we need to look at is, even when we're diversifying, have we optimized this particular value chain? And if we haven't, then we're going to struggle to optimize any other value chain, whether it be copper, whether it be coal, whether it be whatever mineral resources that we also have as Botswana, as a country.
Okay, that's very interesting. What are you doing as a youth-owned company to bring in other youth and to get them energized and interested in the industry?
Well, I do my level best with my current team. It's not easy, it's quite challenging, but I always say to them, look, we exist to prove a point, and the point that we're proving is Botswana are capable. Whether as business owners, as artisans, or as managers, we are capable. So you need to be cognizant of that fact, that if we fall short, then it's going to reflect on other young Botswana who haven't quite gotten the chance yet. But we need to succeed so that they can see that it's possible, and they can also do it themselves. So I always lend a helping hand to people wherever and whenever I can, in terms of guidance and all of that, and in terms of sharing insights as well.
Do you think social media has played a role? Because truth be told, I came across you on LinkedIn and I reached out to you after seeing a very positive story about Zoe Diamonds on LinkedIn.
Oh, thank you. Well, currently the only social media page we do have is LinkedIn. And that's what I would like to say to other young people out there, to say, be very mindful of your social media presence. What you do, what you say on social media, what you post, and all of that, because it makes a lasting impression on people who don't even know you. Someone may endorse you or count you out based on how you've presented yourself on social media. So I'm very deliberate and intentional in how I make use of social media in my personal capacity as Ada, or even as Zoe Diamonds, to say that there's a particular message that I want to convey and communicate, and I'm intentional and deliberate about it, and it's paying off. I'm here because of it.
And of course, why are you avoiding other platforms? Are you doing that, like Facebook and Instagram?
It's not avoiding per se. It's just at the point or level that we're at right now, we haven't quite grown to the level where we can leverage those as well. But with upcoming projects that are in the pipeline, they will definitely push us to having social media presence on, at the very least, Instagram as well.
It's easy, man. Just post. Take it from me. Just post. Okay. No. All right. Now going forward, what would you say are the principal projects that Zoe Diamonds is now focused on?
Ooh, okay. I don't want to disclose too much while we're still cooking them, but the one that I can confidently speak to or speak of is our collaboration with iTraceIt.
iTraceIt.
iTraceIt and Gemex Technologies. So what we're doing is we would like to play a part and play a vital and important role in strategically marketing in Botswana and positioning Botswana's diamonds. So that's what the collaboration is about. It's about telling the story of Botswana's diamonds in a way that will appeal to the international market, and in a way that will make our diamonds stand out, because they already do. Mr. Mogobe, I can confidently say to you that there are no diamonds like the diamonds of Botswana in terms of sheer wonder and beauty and splendor and just the gem quality of the stones. I fall in love with those diamonds over and over again daily because I can never get used to that beauty. Like, you think you've seen a beautiful diamond and then you see another one, you're like, oh my gosh. Yeah, so indeed, yeah, diamonds are indeed a girl's best friend in my case. And we need to bring back strong marketing campaigns for natural diamonds that resonate with
Just like Debswana did, or
millennials,
DBS did at the beginning.
with millennials, that resonate with Gen Zs, because now they're the people with the purchasing power, and you need to do it in a way that resonates with them. And that, for me, is an advantage because I'm a millennial and I know what resonates with them. And just by
You
being
are not only just a millennial, you're a millionaire as well.
and just being in the
Why are you laughing?
same, I'll get there.
Yeah.
And just by being in the same age group with them, right? It gives Zoe Diamonds a competitive edge and advantage because naturally they resonate and identify with us. So that's what.
So you can get there now. You're a multi-millionaire now?
We'll get there.
Okay. I think you need to get there.
Yeah.
Given just the sheer value of those diamonds. How do you source them, and how easy or difficult are they to get, to source for purpose of polishing and other things?
I'd say because we're licensed and we're registered with Okavango Diamond Company in Lukara, Botswana, that eliminates the one segment of the difficulty in terms of we have access to supply and source.
Unlimited?
Not unlimited. The only challenge now is the finances to buy them and resell and all of that.
So if you are licensed, you are entitled to how many per month or per year, or how does it work?
You're not entitled. Oh my gosh.
Entitled to buy.
When you're licensed, licensing kind of means ona le teselezo ya go ka tshwara kana ya go ka reka o rekisa. That's I'd say the how do I say it in English? Like the legality, right? Licensing speaks to the legality of things, that you can legally buy and sell, trade, right? Or you are licensed, you have been given the authorization to cut and polish, as in our case, right? So that doesn't now determine the business aspect of things. How much are you able to get and all of that? It just depends, and it varies from business model to business model or from company to company.
Okay, what also intrigues me is that Botswana has uniquely, unlike other African countries, positioned itself at the top. And in terms of, I guess we are the largest diamond producer by value.
Yes.
Yes, number one. And number two, we are also considered to have the safest diamonds in terms of sources. How did we manage to do that? And now, that's the first part of the question. The second part of the question, how do we find ourselves in a ditch where now we are told that the diamond revenue has drastically declined? Going beyond the issue of synthetic diamonds.
Well, okay. The first one, the first part of the question is good governance. The De Beers partnership with the government of Botswana, they did things right from the word jump. And they created those systems, those structures in practice, in policy, and in principle that governed the diamond industry and how it's optimized, or how business is done around our diamonds, right? So they got that right, and it's a huge part of, I'd say, our legacy and inheritance as a country. So I'd applaud them for that. And the second one was nationalizing of the mineral resources. Era, we got that one spot on, right? So it gave us a competitive advantage and edge over other diamond producing companies or countries rather, in the sense that people knew that, okay, no, Botswana, it's ethically sourced diamonds. There's a proper channel of doing things. We are safe there and engaging in business there or investing there and things like that. And then the second one of our diamonds not selling, right? It's quite a sensitive issue, but over and above the lab-grown diamonds, like you said, it's an issue of supply. When there's oversupply, right, as per the laws of economics, demand and supply, then
We're
prices-
oversupplying from Botswana or just internationally.
I'd
I
say-
believe that we have competition from Russia.
I'd say maybe a bit of both, because I don't have the exact statistics, but oversupply then meant that the prices of rough also dropped drastically, right? And then in the wake of lab-grown diamonds, the production, right, what we're producing wasn't moving fast enough, which led to stockpiling. And when the stockpiling...
Why are they piled? Here in Botswana or overseas?
No, I don't know. That I can't say.
That is never disclosed, eh?
That I can't say. Otherwise, I'll have DIS on my doorstep.
Yeah.
So,
We don't know where they are stockpiled.
So, I don't know.
Yeah.
So, but that was another issue. So, I'd say from here, it's just a matter of a paradigm shift and having a new approach to things. And that's retelling.
But let me stop you there just to point out that wherever you turn, whether it's a newspaper, whether it's a radio, we are being told that the future of diamonds is very, very limited. So I want to pose a question here, whether is that true? Or I mean, sometimes you get the impression that we're left with 10 years, sometimes 2 decades, but there's always being emphasized that as a resource, it's limited. It's after all, it's what is the right word? It's a kind of resource that runs out. Non-renewable resource. So what is your take of that? How is the future looking?
The future won't be what we were accustomed to. Like I'm saying, given the dynamics and the way that the industry changed and everything that disrupted the performance of prices, or I'd say the diamond industry generally, right? So what the future will look like is definitely different from what we're accustomed to. And it takes now giving the market what they want. It will be more of the end users sort of leading the direction that the industry will take by what is more palatable to them, what they want. Hence the issue of traceability, tracing of diamonds. Hence the issue of storytelling and marketing and positioning.
Okay. On a related point, what was that hullabaloo over the delay in signing an agreement between the Bears and Botswana and the government, and now how that affected the economy, and now that eventually under the new government, that same agreement, whether it's the same agreement or not, I'm not sure, has been signed. Do you have any insights on those issues?
No, sir. I don't have any insight on those issues at all. I think as an entrepreneur within the diamond industry, I always intentionally and deliberately so take on a position of political neutrality. Yes, because I'm not in the political arena for a reason. I think in my whole DNA and makeup. I'm an entrepreneur through and through.
But
So
we are
I
affected
shy-
by politics,
True.
whether we like it or not.
Yes, and politics sets the tone for business or business environment and how things are done. Undeniably so. But in terms of me delving much into that, no, personally I don't. Unless maybe, if ever in time, with time, I succeed to a point where they seek advice or insight as to what needs to be
But
done.
I'm sure you were relieved eventually when the agreement was signed, right?
Yes, definitely I was, because we couldn't be in limbo forever. We wouldn't have known what that would have meant for the country, or what that would have meant for us as business owners and entrepreneurs within the industry. So definitely when the deal was signed, it came with a lot of relief, era, and just happiness that firstly and foremost, we were able to transition peacefully from being a one-party state, as we were previously described, to now having
Multi-party state.
yeah and that really did boost investor confidence in our country to say, look, this level of political stability on the African continent is purely unmatched, and we're certain when we put money there, it will not lose value overnight because there's a war or whatever, So yeah, it was a definite proud moment for us as a country, as a people.
Let's talk a little bit about African mining vision. What is that, and what impact does it have on your business?
Okay, so the African mining vision by the African Union basically speaks to us having the Africa that we want. As Mr. Mogobe, what's the Africa you want? As Ada Thela, what's the Africa that I want? And what's the role that I can play in bringing about that Africa, not only for us now, but also for future generations. And our mineral resources have a key role to play in that, because like I said, that's our biggest advantage as a continent. Now we need to harness that mineral wealth and change the narrative of the resource curse, right? To have the mineral wealth of our continent benefit its people. So the African mining vision is exactly that. It's about Africans taking ownership of the narrative around their continent and their mineral resources, and also being active players and participants in that.
Has the vision been signed? Was it engineered by our leaders and then signed somewhere? Where can one find it?
It can be found on the AU website. It can be downloaded there. So basically it serves as a guiding framework for now African countries to ratify the African Mineral Development Center statutes and use those statutes as a guiding framework for their policies, right? You just said that politics affects how business is done. So if they ratify the AMDC statutes...
Is it not part of AFCTA?
AFCFTA is a trade agreement.
Yes.
So it's encapsulated in that. It's a trade agreement, sort of like AGOA is a trade agreement, but the AMDC statutes are a policy framework and guideline that can serve as a guide to AU states when they ratify those statutes. Ratification is simply saying we will adopt what's been given as a guideline in our policies in order for us to govern our mineral resources better.
What a lot of my viewers, especially the young ones, they want to know where the millions are. Have you seen the millions? Have you made the millions? Or are you about to get to the millions?
We're getting there.
Tell me more. I want the story.
Getting there.
I want the chapter and verse. I want the details.
No, unfortunately, I cannot disclose for security reasons so as not to make myself a target or my team as a target. People view these podcasts for different reasons, but I can definitely assure you, just give me a year. A year, and then
In US dollar terms.
we'll convene again. Yeah,
In US dollar terms, right?
definitely.
Okay. All right. So, the point is that there's a lot of room to make serious wealth if you play by the rules and you do things right.
Yes. I think that's a very key. And another thing that we need to be cognizant of as Botswana as we go into the diamond industry, because of all the efforts that are being done for mineral beneficiation and localization, is for us to realize that it will not happen overnight. I think that's the biggest misconception that I see people going into the industry for, right? To say they'll make a quick buck or that million. No, it will not happen overnight. 1, 2, you need to do things according to the stipulated rules and regulations. You also need to do things from a business acumen point of view in a way that protects you. Because if you do not protect yourself and your interests, it can get messy real quick out there, and it can get real fast. So that's another point of advice that I can give them, is to say, go into it knowing what you're doing. Because if you don't know what you're doing, the millions you think you'll make, you're gonna lose big time. Yeah.
Okay. You talked earlier about the importance of signing the AMDC statutes. Now, my question is, has Botswana ratified or signed?
No, they haven't.
And why not?
I don't know. And I just hope.
When did they come into existence, these statutes, and why are they not being signed?
As to when they came into existence, I'm not quite sure, but only 4 states from the AU states have
Namely?
ratified. Nigeria, I forgot the other 3, but Nigeria is up there. Sierra Leone recently is the one that also ratified, but all the other AU states haven't ratified, and I'd say ratification is a game changer.
And what's the important thing that if Botswana were to ratify, it will impact us?
They have the African Green Mineral Strategy as one of the statutes. Now, that's one that stands out in particular to me because of the current green mineral rush that's happening globally. Remember, there was a gold rush. Now there's a green minerals rush. So we need to ensure that as African...
Just a green rush, right? Generally, everybody wants to go green.
Yes. So we need to make sure as African countries that we don't get left behind like the previous gold rush or whatever rush. We need to be at the forefront. We need to be able to have ownership over that narrative and benefit from it. So the African Green Minerals Strategy is very well thought out. And when countries ratify and they adopt those statutes, it really brings them abreast with what's happening globally, and in a way puts them ahead. Because now they know, okay, if we say we have lithium, how do we value add? What's our strategy? What percentage of ownership or licensing are we reserving specifically just for Botswana? When we engage with these parties that are well advanced in terms of value addition of green minerals, then what policies are we putting in place to ensure that there's technology and knowledge transfer such that our people are also empowered to add value on their own, and we can retain and really again have ownership over that narrative. So that's what I would say in a nutshell that the statutes do for us.
So if you had the ear of the president, what did you tell him about the importance of ratifying the statute?
Well, I'd say Over and above what I've already said, I'd say that it's important that we ratify the statutes so that as Botswana, we continue to lead way insofar as the extractives industry is concerned. I saw the cadastre map the other day as to which mineral resources are where in Botswana, and I was astounded at the level of wealth that we have in terms of minerals beyond diamonds. Yeah, how we have uranium, how we have coal, how we have all. So ratifying those statutes literally means we're not waiting for someone else out there to plan for our minerals. We're planning for them now, and we're implementing now.
And we want to do the actual mining as Africans ourselves.
Error. Error.
You don't have to wait for outsiders to mine.
Yes, sir.
The technology is available and the skills are available.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
yeah. Okay, would you like to tell us of your long-term perspective? If we were to grab a crystal ball and look 10, 20 years down the line, what can we see about brand Thela and the brand Zoe Diamonds?
Okay.
What does the future hold for us?
I pray and I hope, and I'll do my level best, to. Wow. This one is very personal, eh? to be a leader in so far as the precious stones and precious metals industry is concerned, and to build a brand that Botswana can be proud of, that can be one of the brands that we export to the rest of the world, create more jobs, add value to our diamonds, and just become a serial entrepreneur like yourself. This is a starting point. The point is to branch off. Yeah, and to have a legacy that I can be proud of. I want to be able to look back 10 years from now at 42 and say, wow, that little girl was brave. Yeah, she came a long way. That really in essence is it. And to be happy as to the means that I went about it. I think that for me is a key point.
And that's exciting. It looks like an exciting future.
Yes, sir.
Maybe you're looking at employing a couple of hundred individuals plus.
1,000
perhaps, yeah.
Yes.
And it's doable. There are industries that big, even in and outside the diamond industry. Yeah. I think you'll get there.
Amen.
Now, this is a time where you get to ask me a question.
This is the time I get to ask you a question. Wow. Yo. Where do I even start? Okay, what's your guiding principle when it comes to sealing a deal or not sealing a deal?
No, I mean, I learned from both my parents the importance of integrity. So that's one of my biggest values. And I've since learned of a principle by, Warren Buffett, which says, if whatever I'm about to do would embarrass me if it appeared on the first page of a local newspaper, let me not do it. Yeah, so that is a guiding principle. I would rather lose money or whatever discomfort is there. So let me rather not go all the way with this. Yeah.
Okay.
So that is a guiding principle. As we come to the end of our conversation, Thela, the camera is for you there. I want you to leave with that viewer with something uplifting, one final message, something encouraging, something positive.
My message out there would be directed particularly to the youth of Botswana, to say, I know how tough and challenging the times are. I resonate with the struggles that we face as the current youth of unemployment and everything that comes with it, the financial stress and burden, the depression. My encouragement to everyone seeing this is ask yourself, what do I know? What do I have? And how can I start with what I know and have? And how can I monetize my skills? Don't wait for doors to be open for you. You may wait forever. If the door is not open for you, build your door and walk through it, and make sure that several other young people walk through that door with you. Thank you.
Or even kick down a door too.
Exactly.
All right. So let me thank you, madam, for showing up and sharing so generously. Dear viewer, I really appreciate your presence as well. But before we part, I forgot to ask you to mention all your contacts, including on social media, for the benefit of the viewer.
Okay, on LinkedIn, we are Zoe Diamonds, Pty Ltd. On LinkedIn, I'm Thela. In terms of email, reach out to zdinfo25@gmail.com. Thank you.
Is there a WhatsApp number?
WhatsApp, I'd rather not share now.
Yeah, you just stick to the...
Yeah,
All
I'll
right.
stick to the email.
Okay.
I respond to all emails.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you, dear viewer. Thank you for watching. Let me invite you, please, to strike that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. And thank you for taking the time out. And to my guest, you did a great job, madam.
Thank you so much,
Thank
sir.
you. Bye.
Erra.